I think the key is just almost more from a research than a technology standpoint to have your standards and make sure that you maintain them. I think from a research perspective, you've got to look really carefully at what your objective is and what you're trying to get out of the study, and whether, based on that, you would want to use synthetic responses in users or not. So, for example, if it is a qualitative study, I think talking to humans and really understanding those nuances and intonations and things like that are pretty important. I think the other thing that you want to look at from a provider standpoint is just to understand how they developed their synthetic audiences, what were the checks and balances along the way, and then also the ability to do your own testing on those responses. So I know some of those providers out there give you the ability to break up your audience and have a percentage that's synthetic versus real respondents. And then you can see for yourself kind of what those differences look like. So it's still early days for sure, but I do think just based on the technology that's available, you'll see more of that. I think the key is just almost more from a research than a technology standpoint to have your standards and make sure that you maintain them and then evaluate it from that standpoint.
I agree. Synthetic is modeling something else. So you need to be asking yourself, well, what is this really a model of? And then at the end of the day, you also have to ask yourself, how relevant is that going to be? Remember, a lot of times consumers don't even know why they do stuff. They'll answer the question, but there's so many subconscious drivers going on there. Like, how is that kind of dynamic dealt with, right? What is the quality of the training set? And then that's going to immediately determine what the output's like. Now, I also reserve the right to be wrong on this in like 20 minutes because like the field is moving so quickly. But right now, I'm very cautious about it. I want to understand how it was trained and what does that mean in terms of how the outputs are determined.